What's up, guys? GKG here, and I wanted to bring you guys a deck profile. I know I haven't posted in a while, but I've just been kind of busy. I want to start doing uploads more often for you guys, and wanted to say thanks to everyone. My X-Saber combo video is almost at 1,000 views, which is like insane. I think it's at like 980 something right now. Not exactly sure, but it's close to 1,000. So I just wanted to thank you guys for that. And yeah, I just wanted to bring you guys this deck profile. I've been playing this deck online for the last month, and it's really fun. And I've taken it to locals the past 3 weeks. The first week I brought it, well, I didn't even bring it. I just had the card, like some of the cards on me, and I was asking around at locals, and one of my friends, he had a bunch of cards for this deck. He's like, "Oh yeah, here you go." And so I kind of just threw it together and played it. I went 0-3. And then last weekend I changed the build a bit, made it more refined. This is my first build. I was playing like Mirror Force and a bunch of other random cards. And I almost made top four. I went 2-2. I beat Cosmo Zoo and Dark Magician, and I lost to Pendulum Magician and Paleo. And then this past Sunday, I took it to locals again with a couple more changes, and I got top four, which is really nice. I went undefeated. Yeah, I played 2 Chaos Max and 1 World Chalice, and then round four, me and my opponent, we didn't even bother playing because we knew we were gonna get top four. We were both undefeated, so there was really no point in us playing. I got some store credit and whatever, but yeah, let's just get into this. And this video will probably be a little bit longer since nobody probably knows what the hell this deck does. But here you go. Abyss Actors. 2 Evil Heal. This guy is actually really good. You mostly use him as a beat stick. You don't really use the pendulum effect. In the scale, you can tribute an Abyss Actor monster and target a face-up monster your opponent controls, and they lose attack equal to the tributed monster's original attack. You don't really use it that often. Sometimes you'll put him in scale because he is a low scale, which can come in handy, but you're usually going to be having him on the field. And when he's normal or special summoned, you can target face-up monster your opponent controls. It loses 1,000 attack for each Abyss Actor monster you control until the end of the turn. And when he destroys an opponent's monster by battle, you can target an Abyss Grip spell in your graveyard and set it, which is nice. But yeah, you mostly use him as a beat stick. I think 2 is fine. I think 3's a little bit too much, especially since like he is searchable off Wild Hope. So I'm just like, yeah, I think 2 is fine. Next up, Triple Superstar. It really is the superstar of the deck, no pun intended. Again, it's kind of like Evil Heal. You mostly want to have this on the field. I mean, you can put it in scale because it is a low scale technically, but you mostly want to have it on field. In scale, you can tribute an Abyss Actor monster and target an Abyss Grip spell in your graveyard and add it to your hand. And then the monster effect, which is really good. Once per turn, you can set an Abyss Grip spell directly from your deck, but it's sent to the grave during the end phase. But yeah, it's just like a really good card. It's 2,500 beat stick, so it's pretty strong. And it is level 7, so you can make rank 7s, and I am playing quite a few. So yeah, it's a really good card. Triple Wild Hope. Legitimately the best card in the entire deck. Like, he just sets up all your plays. And both of his effects are really good. His pendulum and his monster effect are really good. When he's in the scale, you can target another Abyss Actor monster in your other scale and make it scale 9. So that's how you can pendulum summon out Evil Heal, because Evil Heal is a level 8. So that's how you're able to pendulum summon him out. And then one of its monster effects is once per turn, can make it gain 100 for each Best Actor monster you control with different names till the end of the turn. That effect's not really important. I mean, yeah, it can help beat over monsters, but it's not like super important. Its other monster effect is what like really like makes it good. If it's destroyed by battle or card effect, you can target you can add one Abyss Actor card from your deck to your hand, except itself. And it's a hard once per turn, but it's just like really good. especially since we're playing Wavering Eyes in this deck. So you can just go scale Wild Hope, scale something like any other monster, activate Wavering Eyes, pop these, search off Wavering Eyes, and then get a search off Wild Hope, which I just think is like really good. And he's a level 4, and there's like quite a few rank 4s we can make in this deck. So yeah, I really do like Wild Hope in this deck. Next up, triple sassy rookie, your floater of the deck. It is a low scale too, which is good. It's pendulum effect. If an Abyss Actor monster you control will be destroyed by battle or an opponent's card effect, you can destroy this instead. So they go Dark Hole or Raigeki, like any board wipe, you can just pop this instead. And when this card in the pendulum zone is destroyed, you can target a level 4 or lower monster your opponent controls and destroy it. It doesn't really come up often, but it can happen. And when it's on the field as a monster, the first time it would be destroyed by battle or an opponent's card effect. It isn't each turn. And if it's destroyed by battle or an opponent's card effect in the monster zone, you can special summon a level 4 or lower Abyss Actor monster from your deck, except itself. So it's just like really good. And it's also a level 4, so you can do rank 4 plays with Wild Hope and stuff like that. And it's 1700 monster, so it's like decent beat stick too. Next up, triple extras. This card is like really good. Like he really just helps get your plays going. You're usually going to be using both effects the same turn. Its pendulum effect is if your opponent controls a monster, you can special summon him from the pendulum scale, which is really nice. And on field, you can tribute him and put any Abyss Actor pendulum monster from your deck directly into your scale, which is like really nice. Just keep note that if you do use it, you can't special summon other monsters for the rest of the turn except Abyss Actors. That is important to note. And it's also sort of a low scale. It's a scale 3, so it's definitely, you can just put it in scale and like pendulum with it. Next, too trendy. I am thinking about bumping this up to 3. I'm not sure yet, but it is a pretty good card. This came out in, yeah, it came out in Code of the Duelist. Scale effect is when you pendulum summon a monster, you can add a face-up level 1 or 8 Abyss Actor pendulum monster from your extra deck to your hand. So you can add that to your extras, your Wild Hopes, just all your Abyss Actor monsters. And the monster effect doesn't really come up too much, but it has come up sometimes. If you have 2 Abyss Actor cards in your pendulum zones, you can tribute this and special summon a level 1 or 8 Abyss Actor pendulum monster from your hand, or face up from your extra deck. So you can summon back your extra or your Wild Hope. No, I'm sorry, not Wild Hope. Evil Heal. And it is a high scale, which is nice too. You're mostly gonna be like putting this in scale most of the time. But yeah. Next up, we've got 2 Luster Pendulum. Reason I'm playing Luster is just because of the interaction with Wild Hope. So you can just go scale Luster, scale Wild Hope, Luster effect, pop Wild Hope. So Luster will search you for another Wild Hope, and then the Wild Hope will resolve. Just letting you search, I don't know, like whatever, like a high scale, whatever you need. But yeah, 2 Luster, it's pretty good in this deck. And we're also playing Ignister, so you can make that in this deck. It hasn't come up yet for me, but you definitely can make it, which is really nice. Just trying to organize everything. But yeah, 2 Luster. It's pretty nice. Next up, the 1 Curtain Raiser. I wish this card, the Pendulum effect, wasn't once per duel. If it wasn't, I'd probably play 3. Its Pendulum effect is if you control no monsters, you can special summon it from your Pendulum zone. And this effect, sadly, is once per duel. So that's why I'm only playing 1. And on field, it gains 1100 if you control no other monsters. And once per turn, you can send a Abyss Grip spell from your deck to the graveyard and add an Abyss Actor Pendulum monster from your extra deck to your hand. So it's just like a really good like starter card, honestly. And it's a level 4, so you can make rank 4s with it, which is nice. Next, the 1 Astrograph. usually what we're going to be searching off Wavering Eyes. It's also a level 7, so you can overlay this in a superstar and make a rank 7, which is nice. And it's a good beat stick too. It's 2500, so it's pretty beefy. Next, 2 Dark Kaijus. They just get over like problem monsters, stuff like Masterpiece, Tri-Gate Wizard, Sleeper, stuff like that. We are playing a lore in here too, so if we really need to, we can just banish this off a lore. But yeah, Kaijus are just good. And it's also a level 7, so you can make rank 7s with it in the deck, which is just something to note. The 1-up Gofu. We are playing a couple links in here, and there's also some synchro plays you can do in this deck with Gofu that I can show you after. And it's in a lower target if we really need to. Most likely we're not going to be, but yeah. And then for hand traps, just 1 Maxi. I think if you're playing Yu-Gi-Oh right now, you need to, like, if you're not big on hand traps, you need to, like, at least play Maxi, because Maxi is just, like, so good. So good. Yeah, that's it for the monsters. Next up, for spells, triple Wavering Eyes. Just, like, the interaction with this and Wild Hope is just, like, reason enough to play this. I've been looking at other Abyss Actor profiles, and I don't really see people play this, and I think they should heavily consider it, just because of the interaction with Wild Hope. Just literally, you have Wild Hope and another Pendulum monster. It's 2 searches off this, and Wild Hope, which is just, like, really good. And the damage comes in sometimes, and I do play quite a bit of Pendulum Magicians at my locals, so, like, this card is just really good against that deck, too. Next up, triple lore, just draw power. You need draw power in this deck. You're mostly going to be going second, so you want to have as many cards as you can. Next up, for the Abyss Crypt spells, triple rise. So you can target face-up cards on the field up to the number of attack position Abyss Actor monsters with different names you control and destroy them. And it doesn't, and what's really good is it doesn't just say your opponent's cards, so you can target your own stuff too. Like, you can pop your own Wild Hope and Scale, and then get a search off, which is, like, really nice. And if you control a level 7 or higher Abyss Actor monster, your opponent can't activate cards or effects in response to this card's activation, which is, like, really nice. And all the Abyss Crypt spells have effects when they're destroyed by an opponent's card effect while they're set. And then with this one, as long as you have an Abyss Actor Pendulum monster in your extra deck, you can add up to 2 Abyss Actor cards and or Abyss Crypt spells with different names from your deck to your hand. And this card isn't once per turn, so you can just keep using the popping effect over and over again. And you have a bunch of ways to search this, and it's just a really good card. And the only other Abyss Crypt spell we're playing is 2 Abyss Crypt Abysstainment. You contribute an Abyss Actor monster, then target an Abyss Crypt spell in your graveyard and set it. Usually you're going to be setting your rise that you, like, just used that turn. You can use this twice per turn. And then its effect when it's destroyed while it's set is you can special summon any number of Abyss Actor Pendulum monsters from your deck. I remember last week I was playing against Cosmo, and I had this set. And then it was his battle phase, and I had an open board, and he went Farm Girl Attack, and then after that he tagged out for Slip Rider, and he went Slip Rider, pop this, and I just went effect, and then he read it, and he's just like, wow. And so I got to summon 5 monsters from my deck for free, and after that he just scooped. Next up, 2 Twin Twisters. Just back row kind of hurts against the stack, stuff like Anti-Spell. Just back row in general. Next up, 2 Desires. I do want to play the 3rd. I just gotta find room for it. But 2 worked out fine for me the past couple weeks. It's served me well. It's just a good draw card. And then for the last 2 spells, Dark Hole, and then Instant Fusion. Target. I think my only target I'm playing is Thousand Ice Restrict. Yeah, Thousand Ice. That's it for the main deck. I think that was 41 cards. Yeah. Alright, let's get into the extra just tokens for Gofu. First up, Supreme Green King Dragon Starving Venom. This card's really good. You might see people play this in Magicians. It requires 2 Dark Pendulum monsters, and you can either use Poly or just tribute the materials for this card, which is just really good. And the entire Abyss Actor archetype is Dark Pendulums. You can just summon this out like a lot. And its other effect is once returned, you can target a card on field or in grave, including your opponents too. Some people forget that. And you copy the monster's name and effect until the end of the turn, which does come in handy. And it's just overall like a really good card. Instant fusion target. When we do get Link Karibo, I do want to play with this just because we can take our opponent's monster and then just summon Link Karibo off this for free, which is just really nice. Then for links, Decode, Proxy, Misses, and Double Link Splitter. Pretty self-explanatory. Shouldn't have to explain too much. Next up, we're playing 2 Synchros. Ignister, you summon this off Luster, and just like any other level 4 in the deck, it's just really, really good. And then the one Odd Eyes Meteor Burst, you mostly summon this off Gofu. So instead of making Decode turn 1, usually you'll go Gofu, summon 2 tokens, summon 2 Link Spiders, and make misses, leave this on board. And usually you'll synchro that with like an understudy, like your normal understudy, and then you'll put something like Evil Heal and Scale, and then you'll synchro these off, summon this, and then go Meteor Burst, special this for free, which is just really nice. It's a nice interaction. It comes up sometimes. That's why I decided to play it. And it's a level 7, so we can make rank 7s off of it. Next up, our rank 7's Big Eye, Galaxy Tomahawk. This is just a link spam. This is just to take our opponent's monsters, do cute stuff. Pretty self-explanatory. And then for rank 4s, Supreme King Dragon Dark Rebellion. This card is really, really, really good. This is how I outed Chaos Max all day Sunday. I played against 2 Chaos Max, and I think I had it summoned on me 4 times, and every time I would just make this and just kill it. In case you don't know, it requires 2 level 4 Dark Pendulum monsters, and once per turn before damage calc, you detach a material, and the monster you're battling, its attack goes to 0 and you gain the attack, and it doesn't target, so you just go attack Chaos. I would just go attack Chaos Max, effect, it would go to 0 and I would gain 4k, so it'd be taking 65 off that attack alone. It's just like really easy to make in this deck. It's super good. Oh, I love it. And Evil Storm Nightmare, pretty good card. Baguska, I think I made this once or twice yet the other day. It was pretty good. And then Castel. And then I'll quickly go over the side deck. I didn't really go into the side deck too much. I kind of just threw it together that day. But 2 more Kaijus and Slumber. This is all I really ever sided in, honestly. And for other stuff, 3 Funky Comedian. This is just to get over big monsters. I never sided it in, though. In Scale, you can tribute an Abyss Actor monster, then target another Abyss Actor monster on the field, gains attack equal to that monster's original attack, even if this leaves the field. Yeah, you would just use it to get over big monsters, and it was a high scale, which is alright. Triple Abyss Script Opening Ceremony. This would probably be for like the Trickstar matchup, but probably gonna take this out. You gain 500 life points for each Abyss Actor monster you control, which is a 2 Duster, 2 Backstage. If you have 2 Abyss Actor cards in your Pendulum zones, you can add 2 Abyss Actor Pendulum monsters with diff names from your deck to your hand. It's alright. And then Full Force. Our target was Evil Heal. But yeah, that was the deck profile. See you guys later. Bye.